Hey there everyone, Liz Staley here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this week's video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. In case you haven't noticed, we are in my kitchen. Please excuse any mess in the background. My kitchen has just about zero storage. But the reason that we are in my kitchen is because I want to try out something that I've had for a long time. But I haven't had a chance to try out. This is Instamorph, and it is a thermoplastic, which means that it responds to heat, and you basically put it in hot water, you wait for it to melt, and then you can mold it, and when it cools down, it turns into a hard plastic. So, and you can use this for all sorts of things. People use it for life hacks, people use it to modify tools. They show doing like a saw blade handle on the back. People use it for cosplay things, props. But what I want to make, so my best friend and I, we recently started making these little fizzy tabs. They're sort of like brush or bath bombs. You put them in water and they fizz. But we formulated them for cleaning horse brushes. And we have these cute little molds. They're little unicorns. They're adorable and we love them. But when we are making the brush fizzies, it's really hard to pack the material into these molds because they have a lot of little details. So what I was thinking about doing was seeing if I could use this to make a little thing like a ramrod for an old-fashioned musket is the best thing that I can think. So making something that is in the shape of this little unicorn mold that has a little handle on it that we can use to kind of pack down the stuff. So I've never used this before, but I have read the directions. So I've got some hot water, and I also have the colorant pack, so we're going to also see if we can make them colored, because my best friend and I are extra and everything must be blue for me and purple for her. So we'll see if we can maybe work some colors into it too. So I'm going to change the camera angle so that you can see my countertop, and then we will get into this experiment. Okay, so we are all set up. I boiled some water in my electric kettle a little bit ago and let it, I've been letting it cool down, so hopefully it's cool enough. This is supposed to, you're supposed to heat this to between 150 to like 160 degrees in hot water and wait for it to melt. So hopefully it's not too hot, not too cold, but we'll see. It's supposed to take about 2 minutes. So I'm going to pour some hot water into my bowl. Sorry y'all, my kitchen's a mess. Open this. And the nice thing about Instamorph is that if you use too much, you can just remelt it. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to need. I'm just going to dump some in. And then it also comes, well, you can buy these color packs. So I'm going to take a blue one. And these are literally just little beads of plastic. So this is what they look like. They're just little balls of plastic, and they just melt, or they get soft in water. So the color pack comes with blue, red, yellow, so all the primary colors, so you can make whatever colors you want from that, and then also black. So we're going to try blue because I don't have to do any color mixing, because of course to get purple you need blue and red. I'm going to grab some tongs. Alright, that's probably melted enough. Let me take my hoodie off. I don't know that I want to put my hoodie sleeves into hot water. Alright, so now that we've put it in the hot water, it's clear. Okay, not too hot. I'm just trying to get that color worked through. Probably going to need more color than that. Put it back in there. It's getting a little hard to work with. Alright, I'm going to keep working with this until I get the color all distributed, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I managed to make a blue piece of plastic. So now it's time to try it in our mold. I'm going to put it back in this hot water because it's starting to get a little bit hard to work with. So I did read on the Instamorph website that this does stick very well to some materials, but there are some materials that it doesn't stick to. It did say that there is a chance that it could stick to silicone molds, but that if you were worried about it, you could use like a cooking spray, like Pam, as like a mold release. So I'm going to use this vegetable oil as a mold release. So I'm just going to hit this with a quick little spray. So just made sure that I got all of the little cracks and crevices in there. Please forgive me if this video is not super professional. I am still learning how to do all of this. Okay, let me move this bowl. Alright. So what I want to do is press this down into this mold and get all of the detail, like get the shape of the unicorn. I don't think I made my blob big enough. Okay, let's put a little bit more. Put that back in there. We are just going to go for the gusto and try it with this big blob here. I want to try, and we have the most trouble with the horn shape and the muzzle. So I just want to try and capture those little details. But I'm also distorting this. There we go. So I want to try and capture the little details that we have issues with without distorting the shape on the other side. So like you can kind of see that I've been like pushing this in and the forehead's bowed out a little bit, so I gotta push that back. Alright, so let's see if that'll pop out. Alright, it popped right out, and now we have a little plastic unicorn. So now I want, well, first of all, I want to be able to put this back in there. So I want to be able to use this, like, tap it down and use it to pack everything evenly when we're making brush bombs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to make a little handle. I might have to heat everything back up a little. The trick with this stuff seems to be to keep it warm enough. And you know what? I'm going to put this back in the mold. Move this so y'all can see what I'm doing. So I want to try and make a little handle. Sheesh, it's like trying to rip apart bubble gum. Alright, let me figure this out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I kind of figured it out. So here is my finished thing. And it fits. Let me do this so you guys can see it. It does fit in here. And I put a little handle on it. So some things that I learned from doing this one that I'm going to try on the next one is, first of all, I made way too much plastic. I really didn't want it to be this thick. So next time I'm going to try less plastic. So let me maybe do a time lapse. We'll see. And I'm going to try and make another one and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I have gotten this to a sort of acceptable purple color. It's still a little streaky, but honestly my hands are getting very tired. So something that I have definitely noticed about working with this stuff is you need to keep your water hot. And you need to reheat the plastic pretty regularly. So I'm going to reheat that just for a minute, and then I'm going to try putting this in my mold again. So yeah, if you have a way to keep your water hot, like maybe with a small crock pot, or like a tea light. I also wouldn't recommend doing it in a plastic bowl because this can bond pretty well to plastics, and I can see there's some blue splotches at the bottom of my bowl that I don't know are going to come out. So alright, I'm going to try this. Try to pull a little bit off. That little bit that I pulled off and threw back in the water is going to be my handle. Of course, you know, this would probably be really easy to do with something pourable, like resin, but I don't have any resin. I do have thermoplastic though. Thermoplastic that I've never used before today. So why did I have it, you ask? I have it because somebody donated it to the co-op I'm a part of. Alright, that's not bad. The real trick here is making sure that it doesn't distort the mold, okay? If you get this stuff hot enough, it's kind of like working with Sculpey. Like you can roll it and stuff. Try to stick this one here. Alright. I am not mad at that. Just gonna give it one more shape in the mold. It got a little distorted there when I put the handle on. You know what, we're just gonna keep that in the mold. So here is the blue one, which turned out, like I said, a lot thicker than what I wanted. I would have liked to have had this about half as thick, but I mean, it's okay for a first attempt. And so what we're going to do with this, and hopefully I'll try and get some video of us testing it, is we'll take the powder that we use to make the brush cleaners, we'll put it in there, and then we'll just use this to pack it down real good and make sure that it's nice and level. So that was an interesting experiment. Like I said, my first time using Instamorph and the Instamorph colorant, the Instamorph pigment pack. So it really wasn't hard once you get the hang of it. But like I said, you need to heat this up pretty constantly to keep it workable. Otherwise, it's like trying to work with really, really, really hard clay. I did like that it was easy to work with, and also I like that the back of the pigment pack has recipes for different shades. So, and you can break the little pellets up if you want them to be less powerful. So this is very handy. Definitely came in handy when I did the purple one. So all in all, like I am not mad about these. Like I am not disappointed. This was pretty easy. I've spent maybe like a half an hour, 45 minutes or so doing this, and hopefully these are going to work for when we make some brush cleaners. So I hope that you enjoyed this not very well shot probably video, but definitely like a beginner's first impressions of Instamorph, and I can't wait to find more stuff to make with this. This was pretty fun, and it's definitely pretty cool to have some plastic pieces that seem like they're pretty durable and they're going to do the job. So yeah, let me know if you've ever worked with thermoplastic, and if so, what did you make out of it?